Alright guys, so today I'm going to be bringing you most of the things you need to know on this month's, end of month's, whatever you want to call it, bounty hunt. First, let me see if I can get this. It's here. It's right on this node. It should be right. Okay. It should be in between these two. Okay, I just have to choose this one. It's a 50-50 chance. Come on. It's just because... Oh, yes. No. I would have said I did it, but I just got lucky, but that's not actually the prize I was looking for. Anyways, first we're going to review the monsters. Always the most important part. I want to give you a disclaimer by saying this is one of the by far worst seasons ever, bounty hunt monster-wise. And I would suggest you get none of these. But you're going to have so many coins, I might as well tell you what they do anyways. So first we start off with a decent cosmic monster, but then again, he's not even that great. He can't hold talents or anything. Ophius the Zodiac. Now he's Anticipation. He has a Mega Possession to 1. No, he's Status Caster Anticipation, so it can't be reapplied, so he only has it for the first 3 turns. He has Immune to Torture. Alright, so that's his trait, already pretty good. He can do Possession to all, Mega Possession to 1, Blind, and Dots. So he's kind of usable, but, you know, if you're a denier who can't cleanse, you're already kind of kicked out. So, I don't know, you might get some use out of him. He's really old, though. This, I mean, honestly, she's unusable. She's got Mega Possession and cooldown activation, but she's so old that even her speed stat, attack stat, strength stat is all super low. It'll be hard for her to get a turn in. Now for the Metro era monsters. Aqua Fiend. She is renowned for being F tier and one of the worst monsters from the Metro era. She has like cleanse. She has very weak cleanse. She's like Shivery, where you're like, oh, there's kind of something useful there, but compared to the fact that these are mythicals, it's trash. I don't even want to delve too much into her. Gekon. He is a damage boosting monster, I would say. Just like Isabeth, he can cleanse away the enemy's positive status effects while giving shock. A weak dot, but still, hey, you're giving them shock. And who knows, what if there's a Dark Voltaic and you cleanse away his evasion and give him shock? So, not the worst. A little bit of usability there. He gives you Taunt Hater. He gives you Guard Down Hater, although he can only apply that to one enemy. He can give you damage boost, so he won't buff your damage too much, but he can cleanse and do it at the same time. He's got pretty good relics, pretty bad trait, so all around, he does what he does, you know? But even for him, I think he was A tier at highest. This, an F tier monster, a tank. He's a tank who can't actually work out on any team because he doesn't have the necessary traits for a tank, which is Mega Taunt or Taunt. He doesn't have either. He can only apply a 1-turn taunt that's useless. And I know Freddy DeBoy from like Monster Legends Competitive Wiki wouldn't appreciate me slandering his fake favorite monster, but like, this guy is just so bad. Maybe you could run him as a sustainable attacker. I wouldn't suggest it, but that's one of the only things you can run him as. These guys are some of the monsters where they were so bad that I didn't even know what they did. So I'm going off the rough recaps that I've learned about them. So he's an Earth Tank, self-heal. He might be able to give himself Taunt for 1 turn, but otherwise bad. This is such a bad attacker. He could do like 50 damage daze, 50 damage stun. He can do a weak AoE, like AoE 35% damage. And then he's got elemental protection moves. Overall, he's pretty unusable. You could just use him for that Quicksand Dot just to have another mythical. And he's Doomsday, so his stats aren't low yet. But he's really just not the best attacker. Then you've got Brucelin, which he is literally a copy and paste Killer Rook. He's got a 1-turn status caster taunt. He wants to be a tank, but he just can't. The good thing about him is that he has team sustainability, so you can kind of run him as a team support monster if like there's a third slot and he just fits it, and it's just to guarantee, you know, the first two can win the match for you in war, then yeah, I can see it. But, you know, he's not as bad as Killer Oak, but he's still pretty, like, unusable in the meta. Strollum, I feel so bad for anyone who needed good monsters this season, because with every single monster here, I'm starting off with really bad. So, really, a quite bad attacker. I will give him the fact that I think he has a massive, I think. He can apply Skill Mirror and Immune to Control in one move. He has the Tough trait. And that's kind of where his, like, pros end. He's just a basic denier who, just for the sake of it, they threw in Skill Mirror just so that he'd have something. Honestly, you're probably not going to use him too much, although I will say, if you're a beginner, he's kind of a decent pick, you know? At least he can reverse the moves that they throw at you. You can double whatever buffing move. Like, if someone tries to heal your team by 20, it'll then be 40. But overall, not really usable in the meta. I'm not so pessimistic about him, though. These, in my opinion, are the only good monsters you can get. Hornroot. Oh my goodness. I need to, like, work on my speaking. Hornroot. This guy is a 5-trait Megataunt monster. I believe his Megataunt trait is at rank 4. So sorry to all the beginners watching this. There's no way you get him to rank 4 before you're already good enough to have better monsters than him. It's a status caster. He's actually got 5 traits, which is pretty great. One of them's regeneration. I think it's immune to torture. Pretty fantastic trait. His moves are pretty good. It's just kind of, he just didn't meet all the requirements that you needed at the time. So when he was released, he wasn't really used, but I'd say he's pretty viable. Hard to get to that Megataunt. It's rank 4. It's really hard for beginners. But honestly, it's still worth it in my opinion, so definitely go for it. Next, Calamity Abyss. Calamity Abyss. Okay, yeah, I got it. This guy was the free bounty hunt monster introduced last season. I didn't get him because I knew I could just get him this season, which I will. He's pretty good. He's got death countdown moves, which can range from 3 to 2-turn death countdown, which is rare and dangerous. You know, you give Mega Stun in a 2-turn to a death countdown, they're dead. Nothing they can do about that, unless they have, you know, a certain relic or a certain trait. But, you know, you're always going to have traits that go against your strategies. Otherwise, it's pretty great. He has chance to instant death, which isn't, it's just an instant kill. Like 25% chance to instantly kill your opponent. That's pretty amazing, you know? Just get rid of that opponent. His trait is decent. One gives him a little bit of tankiness in that armor. You could use the amulet to give yourself a bit of sustain, but really there you're just going to do a stamina relic. Honestly, he's pretty good. I like him as a, like, alternative Thermagorn. Now for honestly the best monster, but also not that great, but still. Best monster you're going to get out of this bounty hunt, Goliathess. She has the... Okay, I'm just going to make sure I'm right about this, because I do not want to be wrong. Wait. Yes, okay, this is pretty amazing. She's got the taunt trait, guys. A free-to-play taunt monster. Now, I know it's not so rare that we get a free-to-play taunt monster in the bounty hunt, but nevertheless, we hardly get any good monsters for free. So I know most of you are going to say... Oh, wait, I got to set this team up. Okay, rate my setup. I'm thinking Mother Talica, Cherub Cupid, and... Oh, wait, no. Phase Rug, Mother Talica, and Galfuzz. I think this is really going to go well, because boom, he gives them the dots that make their damage do less. She gives him buffing, and he can buff himself. I think this is going to go amazing. I can't wait to show you. You know, that's my beginner bounty hunt suggestion team. Anyways, so she has taunt as a trait. And by default, that kind of means her moves didn't have to be that great, because she could have just been a decent monster. Now I know she's an Earth free-to-play monster, and technically, Fropsy was Earth free-to-play, and he was like 100% meta. That monster is pretty broken. He's amazing. But for anyone who didn't get them because they just didn't have the time to, I mean, you know, mazes are pretty hard. You can rather easily, you just need to grind a bit, get her. She's a pretty great solution, and she's got some of my favorite strategies that are going to have me using her, even not as a top monster. She can go shield break, pretty good against other taunt monsters, you know? And the fact is, if your taunt monster is going to attack, they don't have pierce. They're only going to be able to hit the other taunt monster. So being able to remove their shield is actually kind of good. Reverse healing, also great against other taunt monsters, but healing is a always popular mechanic. So it's great that she has that on your side. You know? Just her trait and a given. Honestly, definitely pick her up. I don't want you to miss out on her. And I don't really know much about this guy. He has Cold Blood, which is basically like an attacker's weaker pierce. He looks like Lord Demotus, but I don't think this guy's going to be very meta. Armor's going to post a video soon. He might have already. So check it out if you want to know more about this monster. But that is my pretty rough review on like these monsters. Almost all of them are so bad. They're only decently usable. And I know when I get them and I hatch them on this channel, I'm going to be like, oh my god, these monsters are great. But that's just because I'm optimistic. Like, these monsters are realistically pretty darn bad. But I hope you found this quick review helpful. I know it feels kind of rushed. I'm sorry about that. Basically, start bounty hunting. You just want to collect these monsters. Never miss out. And most of these monsters are usable in some sort of Era Saga book. So that'll help you later on as you're collecting, or if you need a better monster to help you beat an Era Saga. But that's about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will respond. I always love to hear your thoughts and comments. They always make my day better. Subscribe to join the Crab Army. We have reached 93 subscribers, and we are on the road to 100. So be here before we hit that milestone. And hope you have a great day. Hope you get this giantess. And that's about it. Your favorite Omni-Crab, signing out.